Welcome to my video lecture based on electrical machines part 2, paper code PCEE 501. This is based on Knockout curriculum, and today I will introduce you with synchronous machine. Previously we have discussed with single phase induction motor. In this lecture we will start with the series of synchronous machine. Myself Rumrum Banerjee, Assistant Professor of Electrical Engineering Department, Dr. Sudhir Chandra Sur Institute of Technology and Sports Complex. Formally it is known as Dr. Sudhir Chandra Sur Degree Engineering College under JIS Group. So in this lecture we will just start with the basic things of synchronous machine. Basically synchronous machines can be divided into two parts. One is synchronous generator, which is also known as alternator, and another one is synchronous motor. Mainly synchronous machines are used for industrial purpose, and it has very good efficient type machine, and its uses are for larger purpose. Mainly industrial uses are there for synchronous machine. So let us start with the introduction of synchronous machine. What is basically synchronous machine and how it looks like, that we will highlight here. So let us start with. In case of induction motor, it is supplied only stator side, and so it is also called single excited motor. Whatever current is required, it is drawn. So in case of three-phase induction motor, when supply voltage is fixed, then the amount of Bmax, that is maximum flux density, that also become fixed. In synchronous machine, it is basically doubly excited machine. It can operate both as a motor and generator. On the stator, it has three-phase distributed winding, and in rotor, we will connect the DC excitation and it will call field coil. So we can understand, in stator we pass AC current and in rotor DC current. When motor is cylindrical, then it is called cylindrical synchronous machine. Here I have drawn the structure of stator of synchronous generator. That means here I have compared induction machine with synchronous machine, and in the induction machine you can see that it is faded from a single side. That means only for stator part the supply is given. But in case of synchronous machine, it is doubly faded, because rotor also have given supply, and that is DC excitation is given in rotor, and in stator side three-phase supply is given. That means synchronous machine is basically doubly excited machine. So if the question comes why it is called doubly excited, then you have to answer that the double excitation is given in case of synchronous machine. Okay. Now this is the structure of rotor of synchronous machine. In both cases we have taken that stator coil of synchronous machine is connected in star. So this is a star connected stator, and here this is the cylindrical rotor. That means the structure of rotor is looking like cylinder. It is looking like cylinder, this kind of shape. So this is cylindrical, and in case of salient pole, the structure is just looking like salient structure. That means projected outward direction. The poles are projected outward direction like this. Both poles, suppose this is north pole, this is south pole, both poles are projected outward. In construction side, DC excitation or field coil can be stator, and three-phase supply can be given in rotor, or vice versa. That means we can give either three-phase supply in the rotor or we can give three-phase supply in stator. Whatever requirement is there, based on that we will give the supply either in stator side or in rotor side. That means whenever we will give three-phase supply in rotor, definitely the DC excitation we have to give in stator or vice versa. Now we know that for rotating machine in rotor side we need slip ring and the brush arrangement, and the main power flow in three-phase side is much higher compared to DC excitation. So the power carrying value from three-phase side to DC rotor will be very high. So the slip ring brush arrangement will be very large. Now this discussion is based on the rotating machine rotor side structure, and here we need, in rotor side we need slip rings and brush arrangement, and the main power flow in the three phase is much higher compared to DC excitation. It is easily understandable that three phase supply will be definitely very high than DC. So the power carrying value from three phase side to DC rotor will be high, and so the slip ring brush arrangement will be also very large. For large machine, field winding will be in stator and armature winding will be in rotor. In three-phase induction motor, it draws magnetizing current from grid. Right? In three-phase induction motor, the supply is directly given to the stator side. That means three-phase supply is given to stator. That means the supply is coming from grid, and it is connected directly to three-phase induction motor. Therefore, at lightly loaded condition, it operates in lagging power factor, very low power factor, right? So, large induction motor means large magnetizing current. So, power factor becomes very low in case of large induction motor. So, for large motor with megawatt rating, induction motors are not preferred. You understand that why induction motors are not generally taken for larger megawatt rating? Because of this lagging power factor. Because when it draws the current from the supply and the machine becomes much more lagging in nature, and due to that, for larger megawatt rating motors are not three-phase induction motor. But in case of synchronous machine, its field coil is energizing by battery bank. See the difference? Three-phase induction motor is directly connected, but in case of synchronous machine, the field coil is energized by battery bank. That means it is not connected with supply and there is no chances of lagging. Okay. Now, when three-phase AC supply is given to the armature coil, it will create a rotating magnetic field, and field coil is fixed and it will create a fixed magnetic field, right? So, what's happening? We are giving, in stator part, we have given DC supply, DC excitation, so it has been created a field, and that field is fixed because our supply is DC. And in case of rotor side, we are giving the three-phase supply, and we know that three-phase supply can itself create a rotating magnetic field. That means the field which is created in the rotor part, that is rotating in nature. That means two fields we have created. One is fixed field, another one is rotating field. Therefore, the resultant torque will be zero, as because we know that to create a torque we need relative speed between each other. For this case, there is no torque. This is very important part. In synchronous motor, as the stator field is fixed and rotor field is moving, and we know that for creating the rotational torque, we need a rotating magnetic field. But in case of synchronous motor or synchronous machine, we are getting one field is fixed, another one is moving. So So definitely the resultant of these two fields will not create the torque. There will be no torque here. So how the problem can be solved? So therefore we can conclude that this machine, the rotor should rotate with the same speed of the armature magnetic field. So for synchronous machine to work, the rotor must run at synchronous speed, which is the speed of the stator rotating field. Okay, that means now we have to move the rotor by a DC excitation or another field. We have to move it, and we have to move it in such a way so that it can create the synchronous speed and it will match up the speed of the field. Okay, so whenever it will match the speed of the field, then the motor will start rotating in synchronous speed. Okay, so now the generator mode of operation. Previously I have said the things that is on motoring mode of operation. Now I am talking about generator mode of operation. So here we have given 3-phase supply, and this is the 3-phase supply A, B and C we have given, and this is the DC supply given. That means a field current is created and a force Fr is created here, and for this one our EMF will be root over 2 pi f phi kW NPH. Like any AC machines, the EMF will be 2 pi f phi kW NPH. The flux will be created by field coil, which is generated by DC excitation, and EPH will be created by ABC, means that means 3-phase. So the flux in the field coil will be created by DC, and the EMF will be created because of the 3-phase ABC supply. Now prime mover will rotate the field coil with synchronous speed, and it will help to produce the voltage in 3-phase armature coil. Okay, so what will happen? A prime mover is connected with the field, and this prime mover will rotate and field coil will rotate in synchronous speed, and definitely the 3-phase synchronous speed is already rotating there. So whenever our rotor is rotated with synchronous speed, the speed will match with each other and the EMF will be produced in the armature coil, and that will be 3-phase EMF. Okay, so up to this much for today's class. It is just introductory class of 3-phase synchronous generator and motor introduction, and we have seen there how the motor and generator will be actually looking like. It can be cylindrical type, it can be salient pole type, and how the motor can be rotated and how the generator can generate voltage. That two phenomenon has been explained in this lecture, and throughout this lecture we will see that how the synchronous machine is varied from induction motor, and why it is called single excited machine and double excited machine. 3-phase induction motors are called single excited machine, and synchronous machine is called double excited machine. And from this comparison we can understand that how these machines are actually designed and developed, and all these things has been discussed in this lecture. So here we will conclude today's class, and I have taken those references from the book of Ashfaq Hussain of electrical machines. You can also follow the book of Abhijit Chakraborty of electrical machines, and another book you can follow, that is on Nagrat Kothari and you have to take the preference for the chapter of synchronous machine in the book of electrical machines. And this is very important topic, that is synchronous machine. It is just advanced machine, no, it is just difficult from another machines like induction machine or DC machines. It is just difficult from those, but I will try to illustrate the total thing in very easier way so that you can understand it very easily and quickly. So thank you all for listening my lecture.